As the temps start rising, I feel the familiar urge to refresh my closet, but I don't want to waste money on pieces I'll only wear once or for just one season. Thankfully, Quince changes that. Their clothes are timeless, lightweight, and far more elevated than anything else at this price. It finally feels like my wardrobe matches my standards. The best part is that Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes, so you get to look good while feeling good. I'm pretty excited that I have upgraded my athleisure wardrobe for this summer. I bought a sweatshirt and a pair of wide-leg flow pants that are two of the softest items I own, and I plan to live in them. So join me in giving your summer closet an upgrade with Quince. Go to quince.com/POTC for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/POTC to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/POTC.
Hello, everyone. This is Michael. So this here is a bonus episode to go along with my interview with Dr. Megan Connell on Dungeons and Dragons in Therapy. The thing is, tabletop role-playing games are a bit like salty caramel ice cream. You can talk about it as much as you want, but in order to understand what it is really about, you kind of have to experience it in action. So I got together with the other co-hosts to play for about an hour. And you can listen to this bonus episode either before or after my interview with Megan. You can even listen to it before and after my interview with Megan. Just two more things before we get started. So in this game today, we're playing just for fun and without any therapeutic goals in mind. Even though if you listen closely, you might be able to spot a few moments where I'm pushing the ladies just a little bit. And also, if this game gets you interested and curious in giving this a try yourself, I'll give you a few resources at the end of this episode that you can use for free to get started. Welcome, everyone. Today, we do a very special and unusual episode. I have volunteered the other POTC hosts into playing a round of Dungeons and Dragons with me. So we're going to keep it super easy. I am playing here with three absolute newbie players that have no idea what's coming their way. They picked their characters. They're all set up. They have their dice ready to roll. And we will just throw them in and then explain the rules and everything else as we go along. But the most important thing is that we'll just have some fun. So, welcome to Psychologists Off the Clock and Dungeons and Dragons.
It's a crossover.
It is spring in the land of Faerun as three intrepid adventurers leave their homes to explore the world and find new experiences, guidance through their struggles, wisdom, and maybe a bit of coin and fame too. Minerva, the half-rogue from Waterdeep, Purple Ivy, the elven wizard from Candlekeep, and the half-elf Sarge from Baldur's Gate. Each one of them is traveling through the country along the picturesque Sword Coast with its wild forests and enchanted mountains. And each one of them hears news from travelers, tales about a small village named Phandalin, situated just south of the Neverwinter Woods. Stories about magic, bandit raids, treasure, and more. Mere anecdotes they may be, but intriguing nonetheless. And so, in their own time, they make their way there. Serendipitously, or maybe not, all three of you arrive in the small village on the first evening of summer. Weary from your journey, you are guided by the inhabitants of the village to the Stonehill Inn, where the stout and friendly innkeeper Margaret offers you humble lodgings for the night and a promise of a big breakfast in the morning. Sarge, woken up by the sun shining into your room and the smell of food coming from downstairs, you get up and climb down the wooden stairs to the ground floor. You are now in a tavern, clean and cozy. 3 tables, a bar, an extra room that seems to be a kitchen, and there's the smell of food coming from that area, and a fireplace next to which an old terrier dog is snoring on a blanket. On one of the tables, 2 elderly gentlemen are playing cards and drinking tea, and the other table is stacked with crates full of fruits and vegetables, probably this week's delivery from the farms. At the third table, you see 2 other travelers, and they are just about to sit down. What do you want to do?
I'd like to sit down with the 2 other travelers.
Emily and Debbie, tell us what Sarge, what Chill is seeing. Describe your character to us a little bit.
Minerva. Minerva is giving a bit of a side eye to these 2 other travelers, but also feeling curious and hungry and ready to eat some food.
Purple Ivy is a wizard. So wearing a very, kind of regal gown and is calmly approaching the table in a very wise and present kind of way.
Well, as you sit there staring at each other and Minerva giving everyone a little bit of the side eye, a innkeeper is coming towards you, a small, gray-haired, balding man with an apron that stretches over his rather large belly, and he walks up to the table and he says, "Ladies, good morning. Do you want anything for breakfast? Are you hungry?"
I'm starving.
Can I start with an extra large coffee first, please?
Extra large coffee coming up. Margaret, we need an extra large of those coffee things, the fancy stuff we get from Neverwinter. One of those. As for the food, we have scrambled eggs with gravy. We also have bacon with gravy, and we have some pot roast the lady made yesterday that we can warm up for you.
I'll take bacon and eggs. Can I have that with no gravy?
No, it's the gravy that makes it edible, but it's okay. We'll have one without gravy. What can I get for the rest of you?
Eggs for me, and definitely a large coffee.
Another large coffee, Margaret?
Sounds good. I'll take the whole plate, please. Thank you.
Okay, great. Just a moment. I'll be back in a second. You just settle in, get to know each other. All 3 of you, by the way, arrived last night. So welcome to Phandalin, where it's a pleasure to have you here. And we hope you enjoy your stay and give us a good rating when you go back home. So he wanders off into the kitchen and you hear some clattering and some sizzling and some moving of plates and silverware.
So, how are you 2 doing? We just
wait. Can I give us a timeout here? Can you give us a little direction? This is one of those things. I feel like 3 people who have never had I think we've all had 0 exposure to this.
Exactly.
Right? I have no idea what's going on. What are we supposed to do? I didn't study my character, so am I supposed to know how this character would actually interact in this situation?
See,
does it? I remember my character is friendly. That's it.
You can, so by the way, this is why I love using Dungeons and Dragons to work on social skills, because I just put 3 strangers on a table and everyone's just staring at each other and waiting for the food. As to your character, what you want to say, I completely leave that up to you. You can make up your character. You can behave any way you want. You can be aloof, you can give people the side eye, you can be joking, you can just start talking about your travels, or you can stare at each other in silence until the coffee arrives.
And who is doing the side eye? Was that Debbie or Emily? I can't remember.
That was Emily. Minerva.
That was Emily. So is that something you decided you just want to do, or was that part of your character sheet?
Well, I actually remembered skeptical, but I think that was for a different character. So I went back and looked. I'm like, oh, no, I'm friendly.
Yeah, you guys both have friendly, so.
And perceptive.
Oh, me too. Oh, wait, are we the same kind of person?
Yes.
What were you again?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You're both playing the half-elf rogue.
Half-elf rogue.
Yeah. And I talked Debbie out of playing the third one, so she switched over to the elven wizard.
What does that say?
We all picked the same one?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it seems to be a character that speaks to psychologists. I don't know.
That's funny. I mean, this is like a projective test.
I know, because there's how many characters? We had 8 to choose.
There were 9? Yeah, there were a lot.
And I got 3 half-elven rogues coming back at me. So as you're sitting there, just blandly staring at each other, hoping for the first dose of caffeine to arrive, Toblin, the innkeeper, comes back with a tablet stacked full of, this is way too much food. Like someone has enthusiastically been cooking in the kitchen, comes out and drops the meals that you ordered in front of you, including the coffees that you so desperately were looking forward to. And you can start digging in.
Okay, so we're eating. Can we like offer some of our food to the other people in the inn?
You can do anything. You can do anything.
We're overrun.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I want to offer some of our food to the two gents at the other table.
Oh, thank you. That's so kind. We're gonna get in trouble with our ladies when they find out we ate all of that. The doctor told us to stay away from that. So you're looking at the table over there with all the fruits and veggies. That's what we are going to get. But thank you very much. Now you can, of course, also use this opportunity to chat among each other a little bit. After all, you don't know each other. You've just arrived at this inn with your own plans of finding an adventure. And apparently here are some more that might or might not be of the same persuasion.
So, Sarge, you look kind of familiar. Have we met?
Well, maybe we've met. I'm also a half-elf rogue, so maybe we've run in some of the similar circles.
I wonder if we're cousins, thrice removed.
Perhaps. What was your name? Minerva?
Minerva.
And what about you? Other something who's not a half-elf, whatever you are.
I am an elf wizard. And may I ask what brings the two of you to this tavern today?
I am ready to explore outside of my home village and looking for some adventure out there. So this is my first stop.
That's pretty much exactly what I'm doing too. Just out on an adventure. I've also had some health issues and am trying to get to the bottom of what's going on and really like live a full adventurous existence. What about you, wizard? What was your name again?
My name is Purple Ivy, and
Purple Ivy.
Each morning I read into the future, and I had this sense that I should just be here at this tavern today. So the past week I made my way here.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Are you psychic?
No, but I'm trained in advanced wizarding skills.
Does that mean
that's cool?
You do magic?
Kind of, yeah. Yes, that's right. I'm 132 years old, so I have noticed that when I feel a calling to be somewhere, it's usually wise to listen to that calling. I wonder if the three of us were supposed to meet.
Like there's some larger purpose for us here.
So as you're eating and talking and sipping your coffee, suddenly you hear quite an emotion, a commotion. You hear a commotion coming from the outside. There are yells of, whoa, watch it. Hey, careful. Is that a sheep? And with that, suddenly the door to the tavern bursts open and there's a sheep standing in the doorframe. And it frantically looks around. It sees the three of you. It runs toward you, puts his hooves on the table, sends your food and your coffee flying, and spits out a wooden box that it has been holding in its mouth. And the box clatters on the table. It's a small rectangular wooden box. And it looks at all of you and goes like, bah, 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 bah. Just nudging the box with its nose.
I think it wants us to open the box. Hopefully it's not Pandora's.
Well, on year 29 of wizard training, we learned to speak sheepish, and it's saying...
Actually, no.
Oh, okay.
No, you don't.
Okay.
I don't let you make up spells. You have to.
Okay. Open the box.
So as you... Who's picking up the box?
I'll do it. I'll pick up the box.
So the box is rectangular, wooden. It's quite ornate. And as you turn it around, there are bite marks from where the sheep has been carrying it. There's some slobber running down the edges. And on the top of the box, it says emergency potions box. and it has a metal lock on the side. Are you trying to open it?
It won't open. It's completely stuck.
This is a solid lock. Yes. Purple Ivy, you wanted to say something?
I wonder if we should wait for an emergency to open it.
And the sheep goes, and clatters with its hooves on a table, looking at all of you like very frantically and accusingly for your apparent slowness in not getting something here.
The sheep really wants us to open this box. So maybe we need to look for a key. Is it a lock that has a key?
So you two, Sarge and Minerva, you with your rogue training, you're incredibly good at lock picking. So looking at the lock, you realize that the tools that you have in your backpack, with those lock picking tools, you can probably easily open the lock. Is one of you going to try doing that?
Sure, I'll use my lock picking tools.
All right, then roll a 20-sided dice for me to see how well you're doing. And because you're really good at this, you get to add 3 points to what you're rolling.
Okay, I got a 20.
Yes. So just with, barely looking at the thing, it just, you're basically talking to the other two while you're opening the box, and it clicks open. And as you open up the box, inside there's wool and there's feathers and 4 glass vials. And each of those vials is closed with a cork, and it has an etiquette on it. The first vial is a silvery fluid, and it says flying potion. The next one is transparent, and it says invisibility potion. Then there is one with a dark blue fluid, and it says sleeping potion. And lastly, there's a vial with a purple fluid on it that's labeled speak with animals.
I mean, it feels like we need to know what this sheep is. Do you guys agree? Should we do number 4? Do we get to pick, Michael? I mean, Dungeon Master.
Michael is fine.
Oh, okay. Do we get to pick which?
You can totally pick. Which one do you want to try?
I think we should speak with the sheep.
Agreed.
Who's taking? Right. So there's only enough potion for one. Who's going to take it?
Jill, you want to go for it?
Sure.
I mean, I forgot your name.
Sarge.
Sure.
So, do I roll the dice?
No, drinking a fluid requires no ability check. So you're gulping down this kind of like oily and bitter tasting fluid, and then as the sheep looks at you expectantly, it goes sound check, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, sound check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sheep.
Oh, finally! That took you folks forever. Listen, you need to help me. We don't have much time. You need to help me. I'm in big trouble, and you need to help me.
Okay, what's the problem? Explain.
So
I'll tell the other girls. Wait, let me also tell you. Let me translate this. Do I need to translate?
Well, we
right?
can.
Because they're still just hearing ba ba ba.
Exactly.
Okay,
they hear very frantic ba ba ba.
The sheep needs our help. What do you need, sheep?
So let me introduce myself. I'm Finithir Shinebright, wizard first class, probably one of the biggest wizards north of the Sword Mountains. If I may say so myself, I'm incredibly good at what I'm doing. I think, actually now that I'm thinking about it, I must be one of the best wizards ever. Anyway, I'm getting carried away. So my apprentice Snoke, he stole my wand of transformation and he turned me into a sheep. Can you believe it? Me, the greatest mage of Neverwinter, and I got turned into a sheep by my apprentice. I plotted my escape for weeks and I finally got my chance today. So I took it and I grabbed those potions and I ran out, and I need you to help me get my wand back and deal with Noke and turn me back into the amazing wizard that I apparently am.
What's that sheep saying?
The shorthand is we've got a narcissist wizard who's been turned into a sheep by his assistant. Oh. So if you're such a good wizard, sheep, how come you can't turn yourself back into a wizard?
Have you
seen your wand for that?
Yeah. A, have you seen those hooves? Because they can't hold a wand. I've tried. And then Noak is not letting go of the wand. He has it with him all the time, and his bodyguards and all the creatures that guard him. I'm just out in the garden eating freaking grass all day. And by the way, what day is it?
Wednesday.
What year? What year is it? You can
20.
make up any.
321.
So 3 years. I've been a sheep 3 years. That's 21 years in human years. No, the other way around. Doesn't matter. And now you hear more commotion from the outside. In fact, at the windows of the tavern, you see a big shadow approaching, and the doors start to move. The door handle starts to turn, and the sheep looks at you, Sarge, and says, oh no, she's coming. Quick, hide me, disguise me.
Oh my. How do we discuss? What are the other potions we have? The invisibility potion.
Oh yeah, good idea.
We can feed the invisibility potion to the sheep.
Wait a minute, though. Do we know that we want to help this sheep? Do we trust the sheep?
I don't know. The sheep is very high on himself. He wants us to help him find this wand so he can turn back into a wizard.
What if he's an
Maybe
evil
we should
wizard?
negotiate for something.
I think I knew that guy back at wizard school about 100 years ago or so. I think I can vouch.
Are you sure? We're not like unleashing
I just haven't seen
evil.
him for a while, so I'm not completely sure. I mean, it's hard to say.
I just wonder if we should get more information before rushing to action.
But I can ask the sheep why we should help him. Before I hide you, sheep, why should we help you?
So it's sitting down on its hind legs and looking at you with like these big like puppy eyes, and it goes, I am one of the most powerful wizards in the world. I have treasure for you. I have spells for you. I have books for you. I have healing powers I can offer you. Whatever you want, I can reimburse you with riches you have never dreamed of. But I can't do that as a sheep.
Okay, what do you guys think? I could use some healing powers.
Yeah, I could use some riches beyond belief. I am a little concerned about using the potion, though. Can we just cover the sheep up with a blanket or something?
I know. I don't want to waste all the potion, because what if we need the potion?
Right.
Right? With the whole pursuit of...
So with the couple of seconds that you have left before the door is going to open, there's a blanket where that old terrier dog is sleeping on. There are also crates packed with fruits and vegetables and salad and carrots that might fit over a sheep if you push really hard.
Okay.
Okay,
Quick,
let's
go
just
lie in the
hide-
corner.
Try that.
Let's hide
We
the
can
sheep
try
under this blanket in the corner here.
Okay, sheep. Shh.
Okay.
So as you pull out the blanket from under the poor terrier dog, Sarge here's like, what the? It's like, what are you doing with my blanket? And then it just goes back to sleep, and you have a sheep there. Give me a. Either Sarge or Minerva, you are really good at making disguises as a rogue. So while putting a blanket over a sheep might not necessarily count as a disguise, let's go with that and see how you do covering the sheep. So if you two are working together, one is helping and one is taking action, then the one that's taking action can roll 2 20-sided dice and pick the better one, because you're helping each other, and then add 3.
Okay. So my first roll is 9. So do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now I have 15.
So that's 18 together with your bonus as a rogue. So you put the sheep is quite compliant, by the way. Sarge hears some muffled complaining about the dilettancy of the entire endeavor, but you now have a little pile under the table with a flea-ridden blanket, which is just a round lump under the table. And at that very moment, with the dog still complaining next to the fireplace, The door bursts open, and in it stands a massive female orc covered in used up leather armor, holding a gigantic warhammer in one hand, and on the other she has a brutish looking dog on a leash that's sniffing and pulling her inside the tavern. And as this orc lady stands there, covering nearly the entire door frame, she bellows, "Master Noak's sheep is here. He wants it back."
What you got, wizard? Purple Ivy.
There's no sheep in here. I don't know what you're talking about. You must have the wrong tavern.
The dog is sniffing and pulling. What do you mean? The trace of the sheep leads right here. A sheep is easy to track. They smell horrible. And Sarge hears some complaining about that under the table. It's not true. Don't spill it.
Can Sarge talk to the other dog with the
Yeah,
door?
you can talk.
We'll offer some bacon from the breakfast buffet.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, well, let's try that. I'll offer this other dog some food, and maybe it'll get it off the sheep's tracks.
So how do you do that?
I'm just gonna talk to him. Dog, would you like some bacon? Do you want some bacon?
Bacon? Bacon? Bacon? Bacon, good.
All right, so we give it some bacon.
You throw some bacon, or you feed it with your you throw it.
No, I'm just gonna throw it over there. Yeah, I don't want him to take off my hand. He seems kind of mean.
So let me see how the will control of that dog is working with the bacon. Yeah, total fail. Yeah, so the dog sees the bacon and just runs over it, and the orc is like still holding it on the leash. Like, what are you doing? You're a dog. You're not. You're a tracking dog. You're not supposed to. Oh, again. So she lets the dog go, just barfs down the bacon in the corner, and looks at you and says, "I need the sheep back. It's Master Noak's sheep, and he is quite sentimental about his sheep. So out with it."
Why are you looking at us? What do we have to do with it?
We're just weary travelers. We don't know anything about a sheep.
She comes over to the table and looks around you, looks down at you because this lady is like 7 feet tall. Oh, I think, no, the sheep is here. Has the sheep come through here? Have you seen a sheep? Do you know what a sheep is?
Yeah, we know what a sheep is. I think I heard a sheep, but that was a while ago. It must have gone by somewhere else.
Yeah, we've been sitting here all morning. No sheep to speak of.
All right. Actually, since you've tried to lie, and you have, again, my two rogues here, you're good at being deceptive. You're good at telling lies. So
right.
Who told the lie, actually?
I think Jill. I didn't say because I actually am horrible at lying, so I couldn't even pretend.
All right, Jill.
I think Jill and I both told lies here.
All right, Jill, then roll a 20 for me and add 3.
Okay, I rolled 9, so 12.
Ooh, no, she's not quite buying that. You can tell from her look that... So she's taking her warhammer and she lifts it up and she smashes it down on the table nearly cracking, and says, "No, you will tell me where the sheep is."
You can't bully us. What are you going to do to us?
Have you seen what I just did with that table?
I'm trying to look at my sheet to see what I can do.
What's so special about this sheep? Why do you need it? Why does this other fellow like this sheep so much?
It's Master Noak's favorite sheep. And now that I said that
Who's
came out wrong. Master Noak is my master. He's a grand wizard living outside town. He needs his sheep back. It's his favorite sheep.
It's just a sheep, is it?
It's... what else? Is a lecturer in runes? Yes, it's a sheep.
So did you say she had something in her? She's like pounding with something?
With her gigantic war hammer.
Okay, can I do some flips and acrobatics and take it from her?
Ooh, okay. So yes, totally. You can certainly try. What are you attempting to do?
Well, I'm going to use my acrobatic strength and I'm going to do some tumbles and flips that'll be very distracting because she'll be like, what are you doing? And then I'm going to grab the weapon from her so she has less power.
Excellent. Okay, let's do an acrobatics check then with a 20-sided dice.
Okay. Oops. I think I added, oh no, go away. I added dice. So I have a total of 34.
If you click on the die, it goes away again and you start with a fresh roller.
Okay. Oh, got it. Okay. All right. I got 17.
Wow. Is that +3 already?
No, 17 on the die.
+3 for your skills as a rogue, so that's 20. So she is going to contest that because she's still holding on to the hammer. So I'll roll for her strength. And that's a 13 plus 3, so 16. You win. Tell us what happened.
All right. I got the hammer. She's completely like taken off guard. And
tell us walk us through how you backflip and handstand and do all of the crazy stuff to get the hammer.
So it's like I'm, what is that called? Parkouring through the tavern. On the tables and the pillars, and I'm going to run out the window with the hammer.
So you run off into the village with a hammer?
I am, because I want her to chase me and buy these two some time.
Okay. So she is clearly, as you're parkouring through the tavern and holding on to things and swinging around and then running off with her hammer, which, by the way, is pretty heavy. You run out through the door and she just flabbergasted for a second, looks at Sarge, looks at Purple Ivy, and then goes like, oh, not again. And turns around and is chasing you. Now, this orc is fast, so you all need to see what you're going to do about that. Even though, Minerva, you could have picked the potions box and still have the invisibility potion.
Right. I mean, I'm looking that I'm very stealthy. One of my powers is hiding from others.
Playing to your strengths, yeah.
Yeah. Before I don't want to use the potion too soon.
So running out of the tavern, you're in a small town, plenty of houses, trees, bushes, carts to hide behind. As you're running out, there's actually just a cart passing by. So it would be quite easy for you to get on the other side of the cart and then just walk along with it, hoping that the dog stays distracted with the bacon and doesn't start chasing.
Sniffing my scent. Okay. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, then give me a, what is the hiding? Stealthy. Yeah, give me a 20, a roll, 20 roll with +3 for your incredible ability to hide.
So with the +3, I got a 9.
Okay, so it's like as you're hiding behind the cart, like you don't realize that the hammer is like still standing out over the cart and moving along like a radio antenna. But Greba doesn't see you. She's outside. She starts running into the village, yelling, "Hey, where are you? Come back here! Where are you?" And you hear her booming voice like fade into the village as she's frantically running around, having forgotten her dog in the tavern as well.
Sarge, should we go talk to the sheep some more?
Yeah, we can do that. Does Minerva have to do something first, like make a decision to come back or do something?
Well, she has covered a couple of like half a minute out there. So let's see what you've been doing in the meantime to catch up.
Oh, okay.
Can you still talk to the sheep? Go peek under the blanket and see
I
what
think
the
so,
sheep
yeah. Okay, we'll
wants
go
to do
uncover.
next.
We peek outside and notice that the orc is gone. So maybe we can talk to the sheep and ask for a suggestion for how we even go about finding this wand.
So as you lift the blanket, the sheep underneath it is like in all its like might and narcissism is trembling. And it's like, is she gone? Is she gone? This is one of Noak's henchmen. She's Greba. She's horrible. The thing she does to us is horrible. Sorry, what was your question?
How do we get the wand? How can we help you find the wand?
So we are going to heroically go to my old wizarding tower, just an hour or so north of here, hidden in the forest. And we're going to break into it because Noak has taken the tower over with all his evil minions. And we're going to break in and get the wand out. And then you can turn me back and I'll take care of the rest and then reward you heroically for your services. How does that sound?
Let's do it.
What do you think? Might as well. Hey, we all said we came here for adventure, and I don't see anything else going on. So
I think I was called here to do this. That's
oh yeah, that's right. You were called. Yes. You were called.
That's why the three of us ended up at this tavern together.
Crossed paths.
Okay.
All right. Should we go look and see if we can find Minerva before?
Well, can we?
Because probably 3 people are better than 2.
Yeah, we got to get the sheep out of here, and we got to go get Minerva. So how do we do this?
Can I put a disguise on the sheep? Or maybe we need to make the sheep invisible so the orc doesn't come back.
You also have the dog still munching its bacon at the door.
The dog's running low on bacon. There's a little bit left.
Can we bring the dog with us for protection? Like, can we find out if this dog is loyal to its owner? I guess I can talk to it.
You can, as you've noticed, it's not that bright, but you can certainly try to talk to it. Yes,
or we can just leave it behind.
If so, we got to hustle because he's almost out of bacon.
You also, in this tavern, you have the kitchen. You have that separate room, which might have a back door out of the tavern.
Okay, quick.
Oh, because you're saying you're afraid the dog's going to see us if we just like walk out the front.
Yeah,
with a sheep. You can still trust the bacon that it might distract it, but you're definitely pulling a stunt, dragging a babbling and buying sheep past a tracking dog.
Okay, let's quick before it runs out of bacon. Let's hustle out the back door with the sheep. Come on, let's go.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Minerva, what are you doing now that you've seen the orc has run off into the village yelling for its warhammer?
I'm waiting for my 2 new friends to come help me. Because this hammer's getting heavy.
So you're still behind the cart? You're still following along with the cart?
Yes, I'm observing. I'm being perceptive and keenly observing my surroundings.
Okay, so as the cart is like getting towards the edge of the village, the man sitting there on the cart with his oxen turns and I was like, lady, are you following me? What are you doing?
I thought I saw something in the spoke of your wheel. I was just making sure everything was okay.
Is it okay? Is it okay? I think fix the. I'm going to get in so much trouble with my dad if I break the wheel again. Is it okay?
You're in good shape. You're good. I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Okay, great. Yeah, this always happens because you know what I can do. I can go on like just one wheel with a cart. I can take like turns really sharply with just one wheel, but then the spokes break. So thank you so much for checking. Anyway, thank you. And can you like just stop following me now, please? It makes me a little bit nervous with that warhammer.
Yeah, I'm just going to go meet up with my friends now.
Okay, so you're making your way back the couple of 100 yards to now. Of course, the front door still stands empty, and your friends aren't inside the tavern.
I'm keenly observing my surroundings, and I can see them walking with a sheep on the other side of the tavern. So I'm going to go join them.
Okay, so are the 3 of you united with the sheep? The sheep looks at you, Sarge, and is like, okay, are we going? Are we going to my tower? Are we doing this? Is this happening?
We're going.
Woohoo!
Let's do it.
Okay, great. Excellent. So we just need to head you see the forest up there that's like starting there a mile a little bit when you look ahead of the last house here of the village. You see the forest there?
Mm-hmm.
That's where we need to go. And are you ready? Let's go. Are we doing this?
do it.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
So as you're leaving the village behind, you can tell that you're now in wild territory. These are not woods that have been domesticated, the right word? No. These are wild forests, and as you step into it, it becomes quite dark, which for all of you is actually not a problem because as elves, you all have dark vision. So as you step into the forest with the sheep walking and following along and telling you all the amazing things it has done in its wizarding life. Well, Sarge is the victim of that storytelling.
I'm immediately regretting this potion.
It's just a little bit longer. It's just maybe half an hour, and then we're there.
Okay.
Is there anything in particular that you want to look out for or do as you're traveling through the dark forest?
We haven't used invisibility yet, right?
Yes, you still have the invisibility, the flying, and the sleeping.
Okay,
Sleeping
and only
potion.
one person can take the invisibility.
Yes, it's
Okay.
it's only
Seem like
four.
we need it right now. Can't we just go? Just walk the half hour till we get there?
Yeah, but we're going to run into danger. So I'm trying to be proactive.
Well, the other potions won't last. So the speak with animal potion usually lasts for a day, but something like flying or sleeping or invisibility, we're talking more about the 60-second range. So this is not something you will be able to do all day.
I didn't see that on the instructions on the vials.
Talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
Do we need to know? Do we need to talk to each other about anything? Do we need any information or anything from each other? Or no? No, not really. We're just doing this. Okay.
Yeah, it seems like you have stumbled into some strangers, rescued a sheep, and now you're going wherever the sheep is leading you, or what the translator is telling you about where the sheep is leading you, actually. So as you walk through, let me roll my die and see if you get surprised by something in the forest. No. So as you walk the half hour, actually it's more like an hour because the sheep isn't as fast as you three are. You come to a clearing that's actually quite hidden. Like you didn't see this until you almost stepped into it. It's a clearing with three very large trees growing there, but it looks quite magical. So these are trees with large trunks, and the top of the trees, the branches and the leaves have been formed and molded to form houses. So you have three large trees with a gigantic house in the middle one. And then on the left and the right, there are smaller trees with houses on top. And there is a winding sort of staircase leading up to each one. And then there's an outhouse there as well, just in the middle of all three of them. And you hear, give me what is it called? Give me a perception check, please. So for perception, for spotting hidden creatures, noticing things, and so on. So roll a 20-sided die.
Do you want me to do that?
Oh, you all three can
or
do
all
it.
of us? Oh, all of us. Okay.
Yeah. So the Sarge and Minerva, you're especially good at this, so you get to add +3 to whatever you roll. And for Purple Ivy, who's not trained in being so perceptive, it's just the pure roll.
I got a 19, so 22.
Wow.
I have a 12 with the +3.
I just got a 9.
Okay, so Sarge, you notice that there are quite a few animals around, and they strike you as not quite normal animals. There's just a little bit off about the sheep, the dogs, the rabbits that are hopping around the clearing. There's just a little bit that seems, you don't know what it is, but there's something that seems to be just a little bit unnatural about the way they move and they group together and they go around. the clearing?
Well, I can still speak to animals, so I can talk to them and ask them, like, who are you? What's your story? Maybe I could ask them if they know this wizarding tower that we're going to.
Maybe you should tell us too, so we know, because we're less perceptive.
Yeah.
So we're like, these animals seem fine.
Okay, so that means, however, that you need to step from the forest into the clearing, which might mean that you're exposing yourself a little bit more to any, watchful eyes out there. Right now, you're still covered in the darkness of the trees.
Okay. How about if we ask this sheep what he knows about this clearing and these tree houses and these animals?
Oh yeah. So these animals are actually, this is one of the holiday houses. Actually, it used to be one of my holiday houses, but now it's Noak's holiday house, apparently. And these animals, there's quite a good chance that a lot of them have been transformed, just like me. Like to see the rabbit over there with the little like crooked ear. I think that used to be the housekeeper. I'm not sure. I apparently I can't talk with rabbits anymore, but they look a little bit familiar. So we might be looking at an entire area that is full of enchanted animals.
Do you trust them? Should we try to enlist their help and bring them with us?
Listen, lady, I don't trust anyone. I've been turned into a sheep. I have real trust issues at this point. I'm not. I mean, they're rabbits. They're hard. They're easy to deal with if things go a little bit bad. But you never know which watchers or guards or inhabitants that you might knock out of their trees, if you will, if we go a little bit wild here.
Well, I think we're going to be ending this on a cliffhanger because we have to wrap up, right?
Exactly. So let's wrap it up with the assault on the rabbits and the clearing.
Wow. I have so many questions, which we don't have the time to answer. Did you make all that up, or is that is that like built into the game? How does that?
So the part that I took out of an adventure that is already out there, and it's actually free, is the part with the sheep running into the tavern, having a scroll in its mouth that says "Speak with animals." That was the part that I had, and then I had to structure things to move at a quicker pace. So we have like in 1 hour we go through things a little bit more quickly, and but half of this stuff, including the blanket, like I had no idea how you're going to hide the sheep. I had no idea you would pull a blanket out from under an old terrier to hide a sheep and then throw bacon at the tracking dog. So usually I have a rough guideline and then it just goes somewhere.
And you just have to go with it.
Yeah. That's so cool. It's so creative.
It's funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good story. Well, thank you, Michael. Our first experience with this. It's so interesting.
Well, thank you for indulging me. And
that was fun. I'm impressed with your creativity. The whole time I'm sitting here thinking, like, my imagination I could not do what Michael's doing.
I know.
Such a good imagination.
As we all just sat and stared at each other.
I know. We're like, what do we say? I do want to know where it goes, but maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll have to set up a club for after hours.
Yeah, why not? Why not? All right, ladies, you need to run off to your appointment. So this has been so much fun. Thank you for being a part of this. And
thank you.
Have a great week and talk soon.
That was really fun.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
All right. Soon. Bye, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So I hope this gave you a bit of a sense of what tabletop role-playing games are about and how these can be used to train communication skills, problem solving, self-advocacy, and a lot more. So here are a few resources if you want to get started. You can actually get the free basic rule sets of Dungeons and Dragons at dndbeyond.com. That's the letters DND beyond.com, just by signing up. And you can also get a few free adventure modules there if you're acting as the game master. And you can even get the one that's called The Lost Mine of Phandelver. Megan and I talked about this adventure module in our interview, and we both agree that is one of the best that's out there. So it's really incredible that D&D Beyond has made this available for free. I myself have played this adventure with my friends for now nearly 100 hours, and we're just about to finish it. So there's a lot of good stuff in there. You can also use D&D Beyond to play around and create your own characters with the tool that they have there. So it becomes a lot more easier than doing the math yourself. And that all is just to say that you don't need to go out and buy a lot of books before you can get started. And it's also important to point out that you don't have to play at Dungeons and Dragons. There are hundreds of other systems out there. This is just one that I like to play, and this platform just makes it really easy to get started. The adventure that we were playing in this episode is called A Wild Sheep Chase, and it's by Winghorn Press, and it's also available for free. If you want to see how such a game session looks like for the game master, in this case me, what it looks like to sit behind the screen and how things are laid out, you can give a look at that PDF. So big thanks to Winghorn Press for creating this most excellent story. I did make a few changes to it to make it more suitable for the beginning players that I was working with, but that's just something that's very normal for any game, to adjust it to the players that you have at the table. The only thing that I was using that's part of a commercial product are the ready-made character sheets that I gave to my players before the session, and I had each of them choose one. Those are from Critical Core by Game to Grow, and that's a game system specifically designed with a therapeutic application in mind. It's most excellent as well, and we'll put the link to the system in the show notes. And while D&D Beyond also has a lot of pre-made characters, I just found that the Game to Grow characters are assembled in a way that's just super useful for beginning players. That's it. And if you have any more questions about this, you can reach me through our website of theclockpsych.com or at michael@rollforconfidence.com. Have fun rolling those dice, and I wish you all the best.